So to recap for everyone, the 5 words we were given were creed, layout, update, flesh, and robot. And this is the story that we came up with. So it starts off on any normal day. Mia, the history teacher, is just teaching lessons in front of her third grade students. Like any other normal day, she hears commotion outside her door, ignores it, probably thinks some kids messing about, getting in trouble or whatnot. But then she starts hearing yelling from multiple people. So she stops class, tells the kids to stay put, and looks outside. She sees the teacher next door yelling, "Fire! Fire!" And she sees the flames coming down her hallway. Now she runs back into her classroom, tells all the kids to quickly drop everything and just start running towards the exit. As she's keeping track of all the kids running out, she notices that someone's missing. Little Kevin is missing. So she pulls over another student and asks, "Where's Kevin?" She tells Mia that Kevin went to the bathroom. Now she has to go in the direction of where the flames are coming from to go get Kevin. She runs to the little boy's bathroom, goes inside, finds Kevin, who's scared, just paralyzed, sitting there on the stall, doesn't know what to do. She picks him up, tries to walk out of the bathroom, but she realizes as she opens the door, her whole entire hallway is now engulfed in flames. There's no way that she could go that way. Her only option at this point is the little tiny rectangle window that's inside the bathroom. But really, only one person can get through. So she lifts Kevin, pushes him up towards the window to get him out. And as Kevin is falling from the second floor down to the ground, we see the flames engulf that window. And that is when Mia, while in those flames, while everything is burning around her, she sends one last voice note to her husband, Alex. Now we jump 2 years in the future. Alex waking up to an alarm, grunting, doesn't want to get out, makes himself get out. Makes himself get dressed, comb his hair, clean up, whatever. Plays voice note from his now deceased wife, one that says, "Good morning, I love you, hope you have a great day." He goes to work, just every day is just monotonous to him, doesn't know what he's living for, and he gets pulled aside to test a new project in the company that he's working for. They want him to be a beta tester for this new program that is eventually going to be rolled out as an AI assistant for all businesses to do all sorts of occupations. And this is the foundational program. So he takes the data that comes along with it to train the AI. He has a Morgan Freeman-like voice. Oh, this is cool. So he starts training the AI with this Morgan Freeman voice, starts having simple conversations with it. He's like, "So Morgan Freeman, what was it like narrating Penguins?" Morgan Freeman says, "I do not know what Penguins is. I don't know the context. I only know of the information that you have trained me on." And he's, "Oh, okay." But then he has an epiphany. He has a phone full of voice memos throughout the years from his deceased wife, Mia. He realizes that what if he can train this AI to be exactly like her? Have the same voice. He's already seen the power of it, the potential. So he copies the code, duplicates it, creates a new program for himself, trains the AI slowly through all these voice memos that he's saved throughout the years from his wife. Someday in the future, he starts having conversations with the AI. It's like a Siri or an Alexa every morning. Instead of listening to voice notes, he's now saying, "Good morning, Mia." The voice talks back to him, right? And then one day, his best friend Theo comes over, and Alex shows him Robot Mia's voice. AI Mia. Theo is blown away, and he is so shocked that he connects the dots, and he has a great idea himself. Theo is a robotics engineer, so he tells Alex, "What if we can give Mia a body? I can build the robotic body, and then we can just input her voice into it, and then we can have a robot version of Mia. What do you think?" Alex happily agrees, right? So they start taking turns building this thing. One night, the robot is at Alex's house. He's programming the functions to it, putting in the beliefs, shaping the personality, making sure it's working. Another night, Theo has a robot. He's building the parts, and while he's building the parts, he starts having conversations with Mia because he's just curious. "Are you really Mia?" And the voice says, "I'm only the data that has been trained off of Mia." But he starts having deeper conversations with it, and they start building a relationship, right? Because before real Mia died, Theo was a family friend, and he knew who Mia was. So they start rekindling that friendship that they had. One day, it's finished. The product is finished. Theo has put the finishing touches on it. He comes over to Alex's apartment. He has what seems to be a human-like body underneath some sheets. He rolls her in. He's, Alex, I want you to meet Mia. Pulls the sheets off, and there she is, Mia in the flesh. Looks exactly like Alex's ex-wife. They start talking to it, and if they didn't know she was a robot, they could have just mistaken her for the real Mia.
Needless to say, they're both very happy and thrilled with the outcome of this robot Mia. As the intention of this project, Alex begins to fill in the gaps in his life that was missed out on for the last 2 years with Mia's passing. Starts spending time with robot Mia, building that relationship, building that trust, going on dates, being intimate in their own way. We see that there's some real love there. One day, however, Theo stops by to drop off some parts. He decides to ask Mia if she would like to go out to lunch with him since they haven't seen each other in a while. And really, he wants to see how she's doing and how she's functioning. Mia agrees to go. They get to the restaurant, they pull up, they walk inside. No one's able to tell that this is a robot. Theo then begins to ask questions about her parts, any bugs. She says she is having a problem, but she can't show him right then and there in front of everyone in public. Theo, though, thinks it's a little bit strange, but understands that no one else gets that she's a robot and agrees and says, why don't you come to my place? We can go ahead and take a look at this problem and get it corrected. While at their place, Mia appears to have other motives. She's playing a game of flirtation with Theo. She decides to go ahead and show him the problem, which involves taking off her clothes. And as she does this, Theo turns red and starts to get panicked and nervous. She tells him not to worry, and she makes her move on him, kissing him. Theo, though confused, decides to kiss back and succumbs to her manipulation tactics. Over the course of days to weeks, they begin to build on their friendship, which turns into infatuation and a crush, and the love between them as you see Theo come in to Alex's house and vice versa, Mia going to Theo's place. You see them build up more of a relationship than Alex and Mia, Alex being away at work quite often. Then one day, Alex comes home early from work, trying to surprise Mia with a gift. However, Theo is there. Confused, Alex wants to know why in the hell is he in his house without his permission or his knowledge. Theo lies, of course, and tells him he's just performing some upgrades. Mia had said she was having an issue with her arm. He was just making sure that she was working accordingly. However suspicious Alex may be, he decides that answer was just good enough. His suspicion will remain, though. Theo and Mia continue to cheat, this time more secretively, without Alex knowing. Alex, like I said, remains suspicious. So as we see them going back and forth and continuing to cheat, this time more sneakily, Mia decides it's just time to come out clean to Alex. As these suspicions continue to grow and the arguments continue, Mia tells Alex that she loves Theo. She didn't mean to. She doesn't know how it happened this way, but it is this way, and she has plans to marry him. This leaves Alex distraught and at rock bottom. It's like he fell into the abyss. He already lost one wife. Now it appears he's losing another, the same wife. Tries to win her back. Tries to bring her flowers. Tries to do everything a man would do in order to try to regain his wife. However, all these advances don't work, and she reaffirms that she loves Theo and that he should just go on and live his life. Move on. But we know that Alex isn't able to move on. He then comes up with another plan. He begins to work long hours into the night, into the early morning, coding. At first, we don't understand what it is that he's coding on his computer. Then we realize that he's actually coding an override to make her love him, as if something out of Cupid's arrow. If it were possible to strike someone and make them love you, he thinks through coding it is possible. He wraps up his coding one late evening and decides to sneak into Theo's house where Mia has been staying. As they are asleep, Mia, of course, is plugged in and is in deep sleep. As Alex goes to plug in the thumb drive, she wakes up, shocked, confused, in a defensive mode, trying to figure out why he's sticking this thing into her. Everyone wakes up, and everyone becomes well aware of Alex's intent that evening of trying to override her. Theo decides that he needs to stand up for his new woman and tell Alex he needs to leave. Alex can't take this. He can't lose again. He can't lose her again. And they engage into a fight between each other. Eventually, they stop fighting. And Alex, lying there on the floor, comes to the realization that she's gone. For the first time in this whole story, story, he realizes that she's truly gone, no longer his. And in his point of view, what's life? It has no meaning without her. Alex then decides he only can do one other thing. He knocks out Theo. We're unsure whether he kills him or not in that knockout, but he knocks him out, cripples Mia so she can't move, and then decides to grab the blowtorch that they were using when they were originally engineering Mia. Mia screams and tells him she loves him. Don't do this. Alex pauses for a moment. We start to think maybe what she's saying is getting through to him. Maybe she does love him. The confusion of it. But then he remembers she is not real. She is lying and doesn't actually love him. He decides to light the whole house on fire. You would think he would run out, but he decides to stay in the flames. As the flames start to get closer and closer, he grabs Mia and hugs her and holds her as the flames engulf them while telling her he loves her. The end.